Daniel has stopped me long ago from raging out for sure. It's well, I'll just say that I'm usually pretty cool until someone tries to put us in a situation that we shouldn't have been in, right? Though it's not our fault, and maybe we were promised something, and I stand up for us, and then they come back and they get defensive, or they start yelling at my guys. Like, can't do that around me. Like, you can't. I go into protector mode, and maybe and I go overboard. If you're going to be times 10, I'm going to be times 20. So, and that's who I was back then. I don't know if I'm like that now anymore as much, but Daniel
Well,
definitely stopped a couple of instances. I'll just go that way.
half the time they just I feel like they have a distrust. And for any homeowners who are on here, like the tradespeople aren't always trying to screw you, you know? And
Yeah,
that's kind of what I think that where people get really defensive is when they feel like their character's attacked. I know
that's it right there.
that's where I'll get defensive is if my character or my company's character like are you start saying we're this and that, we're going to have a discussion because like that's not in what we do. Yes, people can make mistakes and we may have made a mistake. We may have let us work together to identify where we could do better, but certainly don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater.
We're gonna make some mistakes. Give me some time so I can fix it. It's at the end of the day, you're gonna have a product that's gonna perform, and that's really all that should matter.
Yeah. Yep. And that you actually care, you know? From an installer
Uh,
standpoint, like I said earlier, when you're personally attacked though, that gets tough.
well, so I want to add to that what you just said too. The personal attack, you're right, and I think that that's where frustration comes in on a project, residential, commercial, is when someone is attacking the integrity, and even though you are putting forth the amount of effort needed or required or above and beyond to make sure the project is going good or is installed properly, and the things that we can't get back is something like time. It's taking too long to dry. I can't change that. I'm doing everything I can on my end. But the being able to bring yourself down a couple notches and bring the client down a couple notches before progressing with the conversation as to why and how can we
Hmm.
fix this, and
I think
let's meet in the middle. Meet in the
another
middle. I
part of
want you to
that
win.
is another part of this whole thing you just said, Jose, is that um often I got better at this at like talking through uh difficult scenarios with customers when I realized I quit like desiring their appreciation for what I've done.